Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for a postcard of the week. This week, I want to show you a postcard that was used throughout the Pacific, really in Europe too, during World War II by the Seabees, and a part of the Navy. And you can see here at the bottom of the postcard it says U.S. United States Naval Construction Battalions. These were the men who carved out the runways and the landing strips in the jungles of the South Pacific, as well as in Europe too. They were building bridges, they were doing all of this kind of construction in the process of opening pathways and so forth for other soldiers to get through, get over a river, get over a stream, or wade ashore and so forth. And the Seabees were the men that were really going in first a lot of time and doing this kind of work. Well, this was a postcard that was something that Seabees men would have picked up maybe at the PX, picked up maybe at the post office. They would have been around, and men would have been encouraged to pick up several and to write them and to send them home. Getting mail and receiving mail and sending mail, all of that was a big morale booster to the troops, and it was something that they look forward to every day or whenever they got mail. It may have only been once a week in many restricted and areas that didn't have a daily contact. But this is a postcard that is pretty common. It shows up often, and a lot of times it's postally used. Other times it never was used, so it just got tucked in with some other things and maybe brought home as a souvenir after the war was over and after the guys returned home. But you can imagine the excitement that I had as a World War II collector to be going through a dealer stock at the Wichita Postcard Show and spotting this card, kind of a sister or a brother to the one I first showed you. But this card, I thought, wow, I've never seen anything so cool. And it reminds me of one that I have at home. And I really didn't look at it that much closer. I was anxious to get through the stock and to see other things that he had. So I just pulled it out, checked the price. It was reasonable. And I laid it down and looked at it later when I got home. And when I got home, I found that it was not a printed card. It's a one only. It was something unique that a sailor had brought along maybe some pencils, maybe an eraser, maybe even a bottle of India ink, for lettering and so forth. This was not uncommon for you to have a few personal effects, maybe on board the ship or maybe that in your pack and so forth when you landed in some of these areas. But this postcard was something that was developed and designed by this sender, and you can see this lettering to the right edge says greetings from the South Pacific. And if you look closely, you'll see pencil underlinings. And by that I mean he kind of sketched out the fact that the greetings was on kind of like a moon or a curved. It's not flat like from thee and the Pacific, but South and greetings, that's both on kind of a curve. Anyway, it was all well positioned out before he got out his bottle of ink and started working with the final design. But it shows a lot of time and effort went into this. This man knew he was capable of creating something that was unique and something that would be appreciated, hopefully, at home. A palm tree and a mountain here on the left, or a high hill. Uh, but it's just a wonderful card. And I turned the card over when I found it, and I found a Wichita connection. It was mailed to a young man who lived on Marceline Terrace here in Wichita, and that I find is just south of the VA hospital on East Kellogg. But the young man's name was Mr. Stanley Sence, Sence. He's the man it was mailed to, and the soldier or sailor printed his message to Stanley, and so it's easy to read. You know, it's just ideal, and for a collector today. And it says, "Dear Stanley." It was sent May 3, 1944. Your dad told me of your postcard collection. Had this old one, but doctored it up a bit, and hope it is of some help to you. Here's luck to you in your achievement. Can't give you my location, but that looks something like a New Hebrides Island coconut tree. Tell your dad hello for me. Best regards, Herman Eddy, Eddy. It was sent from the San Francisco post office box, which would have taken care of all of the South Pacific mail, and then sent to various headquarters in the islands. But this is a cool card, and you see on the front in the upper right corner, it looks like the number 74. Well, I kind of think, and I have no way of proving it or disproving it for that matter, but I think that might be a notation made by Stanley. And you see, the man said that to help with your achievement, maybe he was collecting postcards for a merit badge for scouting. Maybe it was, a school project or something. But this could have been number 74 in his collection. And it'd be interesting to see some of those earlier 73 cards. And let's hope that this wasn't the last one that he added to his collection. But it's one that has survived. It was saved and made it through probably some garage sales or estate sales here in town, and then ended up with this postcard dealer, and I bought it. And what a delight it is. And with the Wichita connection, too, that just makes it that much more special to me. But it's a nice card and something that's unique, like I've already said, and something that I'll add and have in my collection for a long time and enjoy showing it to you today and to others in the future. But it's something that's kind of common, that isn't scarce, to something that's unique and neat, and it was saved, and here it is today for us to look at. That's really all I have for today. I do thank you for coming and hope you'll like us on YouTube and also on Facebook. We would appreciate that. And remember, look at your calendar and see we have a Wichita Postcard Club meeting coming up in a couple of Saturdays from now. That's going to be on March 5. And we're going to be talking to the speaker in a few days, and we'll be making a postcard of the week next week, giving a hint, kind of that club meeting coming up. But save the afternoon of March 5 for us, and we'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.